Thunder, you could argue, made some of the best moves around. OKC was already damn good. Should they be considered, this is crazy, top team in the West?
Yes, Lou, they should, because they have a star in SGA. They have two budding stars, Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren.
Denver looked old. Now, they're not old, but against Oklahoma City, they looked old. And I'm worried about them.
Well, I'm going to start with the biggest statement of all was actually made by the Denver Nuggets, because that was kind of concerning to me what I saw at Denver last night. But
I know you love Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, for good reason.
Every former player does.
He's shooting a lot from outside. He's taken at least 12 threes in every game this season.
He's been in the lab working on his game, okay?
Believe it or not, I'm higher on the Lakers. I think J.J. Redick is doing a hell of a job thus far. I'm liking the elevation of Austin Reeves. LeBron hasn't even gotten going yet, and Anthony Davis looks sensational.
The OKC Thunder have the best odds of winning the Western Conference Championship in 2025, according to BetMGM, at plus 275 odds. They also have the best odds according to DraftKings at plus 220. As a matter of fact, the Thunder have the best odds according to the 7 main sports betting websites, never dipping below plus 275. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the Thunder are pretty good. They've made several upgrades to their roster that have propelled them to the Western Conference favorites. But is the gap between them and the rest of the West really this big? I mean, they got destroyed by the Mavericks last postseason. So today we're going to expose why your favorite team from the West won't win the NBA Finals, or even the Conference Championship. To get things started, I think we need to get rid of a few teams towards the bottom of the standings. Even though many of these teams don't need an explanation for why I'm getting rid of them, I'm still going to give one anyways. Wemby's too young, Chris Paul's too old, and the rest of the roster can't walk and chew gum at the same time. The Trailblazers represent NBA purgatory. It's just not happening this year, Portland. I think you have a better chance of asking a stranger on the street to recite the Bill of Rights than to name 3 players on the Utah Jazz. If injuries didn't exist, the Clippers would be one of the favorites to win the West, and if it was 2017. But injuries do exist, and the year is 2024. The Rockets have a lot of promising young pieces. It's just too early. Mom, can we get Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic? No, we have Murray and Jokic at home. So that gets rid of the bottom 7 teams. Were all of these explanations really fair? Not really. Don't care though. So that leaves us with 8 teams: the Thunder, Timberwolves, Mavericks, Nuggets, the Warriors, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Suns, and Lakers are all fair game in 2025. I'm tired of everyone hyping up their favorite team. Let's expose them.
Jalen Williams forced to the baseline. And then DeAnthony Melton the steal. Good Warrior team defense. Melton down the lane. Steph, that trail, sidestep, 3. Good! Horford gets Curry on the switch. Shot clock at 7. Buddy Hield bombs away a 3. Got it! Buddy buckets! Makes it a 7-point game!
The Warriors have gotten out to one of the most unexpected starts of the NBA season. Many people believed before the season started that the Warriors were non-contenders, including myself, getting off to a 9-2 start and beating some really good teams in the process. Steph Curry is playing like he's still in the Olympics, and the rest of the team is on the same energy. But there's one problem for Golden State. The Warriors really don't have a lot of shot creation outside of Steph Curry. Buddy Hield has been shooting the lights out of the Chase Center recently, but struggles to create his own offense. Same story with DeAnthony Melton. Great shooter, but can't create his own shots. Andrew Wiggins also goes through a lot of shooting slumps. Draymond Green was never a create-your-own offense type of guy. Kuminga and Trace Jackson both can't shoot and are fully reliant on the motion of the offense to get shots. And Brandon Podjimski, yeah, not having the best year so far. Well, you guys might not see this problem just yet, as the Warriors are riding this hot streak. Once Steph Curry goes cold, what is the rest of this offense that's centered around Steph's game gonna do?
KD with that hard jab step gets to the 18-footer. KD on the spin. Booker trying to work down to the baseline, kicks it out to Nurk, lines up and fires. Continues to have a miserable night, and many of those shots have been right at the cup as Tyus Jones delivers.
Depth. As ironic as this might sound, this actually used to be the strength for the Phoenix Suns. Around 2021 and 2022, The Suns had a very well-constructed team around Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton, with a great supporting cast. And then they sold their souls to get Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. The Suns went into win-now mode in 2024 and didn't even win a single playoff game. The Suns roster is made up of Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and a bunch of Amazon delivery drivers. During the NBA playoffs, it isn't really required to have a lot of depth, but you need at least 2 to 4 solid supporting cast players to take the pressure off the stars. And right now, all the pressure in the world is on their big three of D-Book, KD, and Beal. In a Western Conference of the new and improved OKC Thunder, the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, the reigning conference champs with the Mavs, the Grizzlies, and even the Pelicans if they can stay healthy, it's tough to win the West when their roster resembles your average college team outside of their big three.
Down 10-4. LeBron into a little bit of a dance. To get to the rim, instead he hangs and brings it back to D'Lo. Attacks the rim all the way to scoop it. And is Reeves at the other end.
Boy, that's a nice cut from the weak side.
Good drive by Austin. He thought he got fouled, but he'll take the bucket. D'Lo got it.
Too old. There is no world where the Los Angeles Lakers are going to win the NBA Finals when their best player is turning 40. I'm sorry to break it to you, LeBron fans. The Lakers' run with LeBron has been really interesting. In 2019, the King missed the playoffs with LA, breaking his 13-year streak of making the playoffs and his 8-year streak of making the finals. The year after that, they got Anthony Davis and won the NBA Finals. But ever since 2020, they've only had one notable playoff run in 2023, where they made the conference finals as the 7th seed. But that's about it. This season, the Lakers have actually looked pretty good. Honestly, they're best since 2020. But once again, LeBron being 40 is concerning to me. When looking at age of the best player in every single NBA championship squad ever since 2020, the oldest player on here is ironically LeBron James from 2020 when he was 35 years old. The average age on here is around 27 to 30 years old. While many people would argue that Anthony Davis is actually the best player on this team, every postseason when everyone seems to shy away from the big moments, it's always the 40-year-old king that they have to rely on. To describe Laker basketball for you guys, I've created this very insightful triangle that perfectly explains their style of ball. The catch of this triangle is that you can only have 2 of these 3 sides. You either get both LeBron and AD, but the role players play like crap. You get LeBron and the role players, but AD forgets how to play basketball. Or you get Anthony Davis and the role players, but LeBron is a bad night. You can never have all 3 at once. So do I think the Lakers are taking home the Larry O'Brien trophy this year? Probably not.
Brandon with 10 on the shot clock. Brandon Boston, hard to the hole. Difficult on Cam Thomas once again. Eve down the lane and all the way to the hole. And that put Trey in the pick and roll. They have a spot again.
He's trying to foul.
Right, great pass.
Trying to foul.
Yep.
Injuries. The Pelicans this year have actually built up one of the most stacked starting lineups in the game. They have one of the best backcourt duos in the game with DeJounte Murray and CJ McCollum. They have lockdown wing Herb Jones, and of course have the forward duo of Zion and Brandon Ingram. But with this stacked of a starting lineup, you would think that they would have at least something to show for it. But no. The Pelicans, and I'm really talking about Zion and Ingram here, just can't stay healthy for the life of them. Last year, both Ingram and Zion played over 60 games each, and they finished with the second best franchise record, only shy of the 2008 New Orleans Hornets with Chris Paul. Right here in this graphic, the colorful basketballs represents games that the players played in, while the black and white basketballs are games that they missed. Brandon Ingram had some pretty good availability in 2020 and 2021, but from 2022 until 2024, it's been a nightmare. Playing as little as 54% of all games in 2023. He's only averaged 57 games per season with the Pelicans ever since joining in 2019. But Zion Williamson is even worse. Zion completely missed the 2022 season and only played 30 or less games in 2020 and 2023. Of his 5 total seasons with the Pelicans, he's only played 184 total games, or about 38 games a season. As the good old saying goes, availability is the best ability, and the Pelicans stars haven't been that available.
Jackson Jr. He's hit 5 out of 7 threes, but they can't stop him at the other end. Wells has played a really good game. Morant gonna try 3 of his own.
LB looking to put the shot up. Little fumble there.
Yeah, one quick one by Reeves. He did recover. That's a catch and shoot.
Inexperienced. The Memphis Grizzlies going into the 2025 season are one of the biggest wildcard teams. Some people think that they can be a top 3 team in the West by the end of the season, while others think that they'll be clawing just to get a playoff spot come March and April. But the Grizzlies are fully healthy and available again. No more injuries, no more off-court issues. But even with this team being healthy, there's still one more glaring issue with them. Are the Grizzlies still too young and inexperienced of a team to really make a deep playoff run come spring? Ja Morant is only 25 years old, so the graph we looked at with the Lakers, we've only seen one player 25 years or younger lead a team to a chip, that being Dwayne Wade with the Heat in 2006. Is Ja Morant a peak Dwayne Wade? I don't think so. Besides a lack of playoff experience, the Grizzlies often tend to struggle outside of Ja Morant. When Morant inevitably has a bad playoff game come May and April, who's going to step up on offense? Or are the Grizzlies just going to choke away their great regular season, just like they did in 2022 and in 2023?
Steal, Najee Marshall. Well done in front of the roller. A game against Utah was added when Dallas did not make the knockout stage of the Emirates NBA.
Role players. The Dallas Mavericks proved last season that they're a legit title contender coming out of the West, beating 3 of the 4 best teams to make the finals, including the Kawhi and PG Clippers, the 1-seed OKC Thunder led by Shea, and the team that knocked off the reigning champs. But what prevented the Mavericks from beating the Celtics in the finals was their lack of contribution from their role players. Outside of Luka and the 2 lob threats of Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, the rest of the Mavericks were laughably bad in the NBA Finals. The guys around Luka really let him down in the finals. Besides a lack of offense around Doncic, the Mavericks have a below-average defense, especially in the backcourt, which is crucial to stopping the league's best perimeter threats from torching their squad. You can't win the NBA Finals with a bunch of non-threats on offense around Luka and a team full of cones on defense. Will Klay Thompson change any of this for Dallas? We'll just have to wait and see.
Got it. He averaged 20 a game last year, regular season, up that to 26 in the postseason. Bad pass, Jokic wrestles it, and the pass under the cord. What a sweep. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Jokic inside, basket counts, foul.
A great job of being in those passing lanes.
Out to Jokic, you're going to take the 3. Got it! That's the way to end.
Depth and three-point shooting. The Denver Nuggets have lost a lot of their key role players that won them a championship in 2023. The Nuggets are still one of the favorites to win the 2025 NBA Finals. You can't write off a team led by Nikola Jokic with a core of Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon. But the Nuggets have gotten considerably worse since their 2023 ring. After that chip, they lost their key 6th man, Bruce Brown. The season after, they lost their 3-and-D specialist, KCP. Besides the Nuggets' core 4, their depth is really concerning. I mean, is Christian Braun really a good enough starting shooting guard to win you a championship? Besides this, the Nuggets are arguably one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. Losing KCP and adding Russell Westbrook did not help with this problem. This year, the Nuggets are 24th in the league in three-pointers made and 29th in three-point attempts. It's tough to win relying on mostly two-pointers in a three-point sniping era. Is the reign of Denver over? We'll just have to wait and find out.
Williams blocked by Edwards. Powell has it. Stripped by Edwards. That defensive sequence all ant taking it the other way. Sharp as they need to be defensively. Edwards! Oh my!
No offense. The Timberwolves last season placed us the best defense according to defensive rating, but placed us the 16th best offense with the same metrics. The T-Wolves have pretty much everything else going for them though. They have one of the best superstars in the league, they have an impossible to score on defense, they have great depth and quality ball handlers, but the one question for Minnesota is, can their offense compete with the likes of Dallas, Denver, and OKC? Losing Karl Anthony Towns really took a hit on their offense, but to be fair, Minnesota did make some other additions to solve this problem. Julius Randle will give the Wolves about 80% of what Cat gave them. Dante DiVincenzo had a career year for the Knicks last year, and Rob Dillingham has already shown promising potential. But is the lack of three-point shooting and lack of shot creation around Anthony Edwards just so bad that none of these other changes even matter? We'll just have to find out.
you could argue made some of the best moves around. You got your Caruso, you got your Hartenstein. OKC was already damn good. Should they be considered, this is crazy, top team in the West?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
It's
Lou, they should. And you know why? Because they have a star in SGA. They have two budding stars, Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren.
Too young. The OKC Thunder might still be too young for a championship. The OKC Thunder are seen by most people as the clear-cut best team in the West this year. They cut the fat from their team, aka Josh Giddey, and got players that fit way better into their system. Alex Caruso is the perfect 3-and-D fit to play around Shea. Isaiah Hartenstein is the perfect backup big man for Chet Holmgren. The Thunder have the perfect driving kick offense built around Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the shooters around him. They have the perfect defense with a bunch of athletic, lanky defenders that are very switchable. The Thunder really have no weakness as a team, except they still might be too young. When looking at the last 10 NBA champs, the average prior playoff experience played in their starting lineup before that run was a combined 305 games. The average highest achievement of those teams prior to getting that ring was between a conference finals appearance and an NBA finals appearance, but closer to the latter. Throughout the last 10 years, we've only seen one team win a championship with less than 100 combined prior playoff games and a conference finals appearance or less, that being the 2015 Warriors. When we look at the 2025 OKC Thunder compared to these teams, they would have the least experience of any team on here, so the Thunder still might be too young to win it all. So, did your Western Conference Championship contender get exposed? Let me know in the comments why your favorite team will win it all, or why your least favorite team won't win it all.